Republicans for Harris. A new organization has formed, Republicans for Harris. They are holding a Zoom meeting, rallying like-minded Republicans who are not MAGA, who know that the MAGA element has taken over the Republican Party. And these Republicans are supporting Vice President Kamala Harris. We've been featuring here on the MeidasTouch network thousands and thousands of stories of Republicans who are voting for Vice President Kamala Harris, and we're going to be voting for President Biden because they know that the Republican Party has left them. People who have shared comments like Rick Mullins here. I've been a Republican my whole life. Trump has stolen my party and twisted it into something evil and unrecognizable. I'm proud to support Vice President Kamala Harris for president and will be on the Zoom call. Fellow Republicans, I encourage you to join me. The Republican Voters Against Trump organization has been putting up billboards as well across the country that share these individual stories of Republicans who don't have a place in this MAGA version of it, this MAGA mutation. So the party's left them. Take a look at just some of these billboards. You may see them as you're driving. No matter what state you're in, these are going up across the country, like Dwight from Michigan and Robert from Pennsylvania, Lars from Wisconsin, Glenn from Michigan, Tom from Michigan, Mike from Pennsylvania. You've got Matthew from Pennsylvania, Joe from Michigan. You've got Steve from Wisconsin. These stories are very, very compelling as well. People who previously voted for Donald Trump who are no longer voting for Trump. May I share with you some of these video stories because they are absolutely incredible, and to me it reflects the momentum that's building and what corporate media isn't covering. But this is going to be, I think, the biggest story. I've always been saying it in the 2024 election. This is Tom, a former Trump voter from Michigan. This video, by the way, is running in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin as part of a $3.5 million swing state ad blitz. And here's Tom sharing his story. And again, he's a former Trump voter from Michigan. Play this clip.
My name is Tom. I'm from Michigan, and I'm a former Trump voter. He wants to be this big mafia boss, this dictator. He's looking to do everything he can to consolidate his power. I've decided to vote for Kamala Harris in November, even though I've never in my life voted for a Democratic candidate for president. She's not going to try to destroy the Constitution. She's not going to try to turn America into something like Hungary or Russia.
This is Beth, a two-time Trump voter. Here's what she had to say. Play this clip.
I'm a two-time Trump voter, but in 2024, I will be voting for Kamala Harris. Trump is not running for the country or democracy. He's running to keep himself out of jail. He is a criminal and he should be prosecuted for his crimes. Kamala is a prosecutor. She is going to uphold the rule of law. Trump tries to avoid the rule of law.
This is Judy, a former Trump voter and supporter. Play this clip.
I'm hearing stories about in the middle of the ocean in a boat with sharks and batteries. And it's like, that makes zero sense to me. I'm Judy, and I'm a former Trump supporter from Montana. Trump has now been convicted on 34 felony counts. And what scares me most is if he gets elected president again, what will he do next? I mean, he gets away with that. What in the world is he going to do in the next 4 years? I have been listening to Trump speak just to see if maybe he has some remorse about different things, or that maybe he's going to say, I could do things differently this time. But instead of hearing that, I'm hearing stories about in the middle of the ocean in a boat with sharks and batteries, and it's like, that makes zero sense to me. You have to vote sometimes as an American and do what's best for the country and leave what's really hard, sometimes your personal beliefs, behind. The choice for me came at one turning point. It was like when Trump was in court, I watched a news story about him, about how he was all alone, no family members there to support him, nothing. I almost started feeling sorry for him, almost. And I thought, no, he did that to himself.
And here is Pat, a former Trump voter from North Carolina, lifelong Republican, veteran. Here's what he had to say. Play the clip.
When he said he's going to be a dictator for a day, yeah, he's a dictator forever. But one day is forever. So if you're married, if you cheat on your wife once, you're a cheater. Sorry. If you're a dictator for a day, you're a dictator. I'm sorry. My name's Pat, and I have voted for Trump in both elections. I'm a veteran. I'm a lifelong Republican. I have never, ever voted for a Democratic president until now. Trump, I really had high hope for him when he came into office. I thought he was going to clear the swamp. I didn't expect him to bring in his own swamp. He is a consummate liar. He has not told the truth on anything. Everything that Trump promised me, he failed. As a veteran, I am appalled at how Trump thinks about veterans and what he thinks about them. He really doesn't understand veterans. I think he was quoted at Arlington when he looked at one of his generals and said, what was in it for these guys? He doesn't understand. He has no idea what it means to serve, to self-sacrifice. Everything is about him. People dispute whether he said in Europe for I believe it was the D-Day, about calling the dead soldiers suckers and losers. There's no doubt in my mind that he said that. And these generals would not report something like that if it wasn't true. And I don't see how any veteran could ever support it. It's just mind-blowing. When Trump said that he wanted to be a dictator for a day, it's all about revenge. That's why he went through so many people on his staff and rotated through all these people, because if you don't line up with him, you don't kiss his ass, you're out. He demands total, complete loyalty, no matter what, even if it puts you at legal risk. So when he said he's going to be a dictator for a day, yeah, he's a dictator forever. One day is forever. So if you're married, if you cheat on your wife once, you're a cheater. Sorry. If you're a dictator for a day, you're a dictator. I'm sorry.
And Republicans voters against Trump, they're putting up these videos and they're playing them in swing states as part of big ad buys. They do really great work over there. And by the way, let me show you this ad that they are putting out as well. They say, vote for the prosecutor, not the felon. Play the clip.
America stands at a crossroads, and the choice this November couldn't be more clear. Do we elect the prosecutor or the felon?
Before I was elected vice president, I was an elected attorney general, and I was a courtroom prosecutor before that. As a prosecutor, I specialized in child sexual abuse cases. Well, Trump was found liable for committing sexual abuse. As Attorney General of California, I took on one of our country's largest for-profit colleges that was scamming students. My office filed suit against Corinthian colleges and put it out of business. Donald Trump ran a for-profit college.
We're going to teach you better than the business schools are going to teach you. It's going to be a shorter process. It's not going to involve years and years of your life.
That was forced to pay $25 million to the students it scammed. And as an attorney general, I held the big Wall Street banks accountable for fraud. We have delivered to California $18 billion in relief for California's homeowners. Donald Trump was just found guilty of fraud on 34 counts.
A criminal like Donald Trump must never be allowed to occupy the Oval Office. Vote the prosecutor, not the felon.
Also, one of the great things that they do, these Republican voters against Trump, is every day they have like a how many days are left until the election counter. And then they just show the type of person Donald Trump is. Like, this was from yesterday, 96 days left. Play the clip.
I'll tell you truthfully, we don't have tremendous fights. We should have world record-setting fights, but we really don't. We get along very well, and there's not a lot of disagreement because ultimately Ivana does exactly as I tell her to do.
See, wait a minute.
Male chauvinist.
Right, men? Is that right? Huh?
And by the way, you just take a look at what Donald Trump's been doing, just even over the past 24 hours, selling weird Bitcoin sneakers, making weird posts in all caps, attacking President Biden for the prisoner swap. Donald Trump's reposting Laura Loomer, saying that Vice President Kamala Harris is lying about being black. That's what Donald Trump's posting. He's sending weird emails to buy the official MAGA shirt with emails that say, stop. And also that say, the MAGA revolution will be televised. Democrats think we're finished, but we're leading a MAGA revolution. Let's demolish the deep state. Just weird stuff like that. And unhinged stuff like that. But, wanted to share with you those videos over there. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have a similar story like that, share it in the comments below. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.